Avast, ye scurvy bastards. Shadowscythe here, doing something with Lego, but not with Lego. You see, 'cause it's Lego and it's not Lego, but yeah. First of all, hat. 5th anniversary yesterday. Yes, that was 10 fingers. Yeah. Tricorn hat, wife, awesome. Webcam, so you can see what I'm doing. Lego. Lots and lots and lots of red ships. Reason why I'm doing this? First of all, because I haven't done anything for my Brikwars army for a long fucking time. Secondly, Marcus Drinkwater expressed an interest in Brikwars and then promptly did fuck all. So, Marcus, this is me showing you how the shit is done. And Spyron from Hat Ventures, you were bugging me for more Hat Ventures Lego stuff. I don't know where I'm going with this anymore. Have Lego, be happy, yeah? Yeah, in front of you there are lots of red spaceships for my army, the great and mighty Scythian Empire, and they are loading so fucking slowly because there's many, many bricks, like 14,970 bricks, because of all the different variations. But what I'm going to be working on today is teeny and tiny. This little beast, as I attempt to parade around, was one of my first LDD ships that I properly did in my style with the Scythian Empire. It is known as the Savager Frigate. It has no operational range because it is a ship that would make Michael Bay blush with envy. It is made out of gun. There are no beds, there's no mess hall, there's no barracks, there's no mess. It is literally just gun, engine, targeting computers, more gun. It basically can only operate away from its base of command for about 10 hours at a time, just long enough for the crew to become fatigued. It then has to turn around and go the fuck back home. And then another one comes out that's made out of gun, and then it repeats ad infinitum. Now, the rest of my ships, you'll see a couple of older ones, and a couple of civilian ones, and a couple of other ones that I've never really used, and a colony ship, and a kind of flying dry dock over here. And then you've got the Centaurus destroyers, which are not named in the naming scheme I'm about to go into for other reasons. The Monarch battleships, Emperor super battleships, what was my first attempt at a dreadnought that then became vastly eclipsed by my second attempt at a dreadnought over here with the Deity. A carrier, a hangar bay space station for orbital defense, another orbital defense platform that is just, well, made out of gun. A trade station that, yes, was heavily inspired by the Chimera space station from Homeworld 2, which is fucking awesome still to this day. And then some type of civilian space station, which is going to be more of a prop for a future battle if I ever get off my arse and do it. But you'll kind of notice that there are, well, there's a couple of them missing. There's another ship missing that's called the Despot, which is kind of the Scythian Empire gone dark. And then you've got the Monarchs, you've got the Emperor, you've got the Empress. What I really want to try and do is get them all into that kind of naming scheme of figures of rulership or leadership. So you'll have the Monarch, Emperor, Empress. What I want to do is rebuild the Savager into a new type of ship called the Regent, and kind of get the impression of a ship that has some optional range as a frigate. This really isn't going to take me long, but it's going to be a short time lapse as I kind of whiz along through. And the music in the background is going to be from Sedboom, who I linked in one of my previous video projects. He is awesome. He does a lot of sci-fi metal. He's got more than a couple side band projects on the go. I highly advise that you check them out when I stop speaking bullshit and put the links in the description below. So in the meantime, I'm going to go whoomp. I am going to copy. I'm going to start a new project. I'm going to paste. So there's the original Savager. And what I'm going to build instead is going to be known as the Regent. I'm going to put it into Lego Extend. Right, awesome, I'm already there. And so, without further ado, let us begin. Right then, 20 minutes in of watching me slap bricks together like a madman and pull, let's face it, some downright strange faces. I have come to a design that I finally like, that may or may not require some brief explanation. The Regent is obviously a larger frigate than the Savager. I'm hoping that it's not larger than the Contorus, but I don't currently have it here for size comparison. Yes, I could, but I'm not going to fuck around with that. Now, what we've got at the moment is this entire area here, although adorned with gun and missiles, is bridge, mess, barracks and crew bays combined into this entire left side section, which, yes, while thinly armoured, is quite heavily defended. These tri-barrel laser turrets are a new design I've been playing around with for a little while now that I quite like, because even on a micro scale, look at that. That just looks like gun. Let's see if we can on that corner. Yeah. Let's face it, they are filled with pew pew. Pew pew boom. Now these little white dishes I'm using to kind of denote communications or sensors arrays. So everywhere there's a white dish, it's got radar, LiDAR, thermal, UV, you name it, it senses it kind of trick, with the main dish lined here next to the obvious main weapon, which is an extremely large, well, I wouldn't say spinal mounted, but hull mounted laser cannon. Now, considering the obvious size difference between the Savager and the Regent, it is going to pull a lot of fucking punches. It is going to sit there and pound away at destroyers and battleships like nobody's business. Now, these large engines are obviously a hell of a lot larger and more advanced looking than the little 6-engine block of the Savager from all those years ago. Complete with these large armoured baffle plates and 2 central engines, this little beastie is going to put a hell of a lot of forward thrust out, but not a great deal of sideways, like vectoring thrust and all the rest of it. So more often than not, these beasties will be designed to jump in with a battle group directly on top of their targets, jump in via FTL, which in the case of the Scythian Empire is more like a point-to-point teleportation system. A kind of big Battlestar Galactica flash of light, and there is a ship, it has appeared. There's no vectoring you can follow like hyperspace or warp travel or any of the rest of it. It's just bam, it's there. Obviously there's a range with this, but you know, for the sake of it's not really discussed. It turns up, it fires its main gun, it fires its missiles, and then it pounds away with these 4 sub-guns, normally in wolf packs, anywhere between, say, 5 and 7 of them on converging vectors, while destroyers and battleships take turns to pick away at the rest of the armour and just make the little bastards eat shit and die. So, the little Savager over here, hello, you go bye-bye. You are now decommissioned.